Get Brave. Tracy, welcome on the Age Club.
Hi,
It's
everyone.
great having you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so today we want to learn or know more about you. We want your story to motivate us and inspire us as well. And of course, we're going to talk about Project Brave and what the whole aim of the initiative is about. So let's just start with you. Tell us a bit more about yourself. Who is Tracy?
I think that's a question that it's one of the hardest questions to answer. You feel people know you, but to describe yourself is sort of like weird. But I'm Tracy. I'm a mother, I'm a wife. I have friends just like everybody else, and I run Project Brave.
Okay, well, so fantastic. Okay, so now let's focus a bit more on Project Brave. Where did it all start? Why Project Brave? Why the focus on young women as well?
I think with that, it was it has a lot to do with growing up and wanting to have someone who would mentor me in my professional and career journey. And coming
Tracy,
from...
I'm so sorry. Please speak up just a little bit more for me.
Wanting to have someone to mentor you, especially in your professional career. And I just felt, okay, being in that peculiar public space that I'm in, being married to someone who's quite big and famous, how do I also contribute and bring about change in my own way and trying to leave a legacy and being able to complement him as an individual? So basically, I thought, okay, why don't I focus on young women, especially looking at how the narrative is going on social media? Because, there's usually that one-sided view of you have to slay, you have to do all these things to be able to make it. But there's a whole world outside of social media. And that's what I want young women to focus on as well. Because there's so many parts to how you can be successful in life. And it's not always being a social media influencer or whatever that may be.
Absolutely, so, I agree. So the fact that you decided to stick to young women, was it mainly because of, the narrative that people are pushing on young women nowadays, or was it mostly because when you look at maybe certain sectors, let's say political sectors, I'm from the oil and gas sector, so looking at sectors like that where there's very minimum amount of women in those industry, did that also contribute?
Definitely, because obviously we know that there are some industrial sectors that women do not normally go to. So one of the things that we try to do with Brave is that we make sure we highlight those businesses, those careers that you can go into, so that at least okay, there are women in the aerospace, there are women in doing politics, oil and gas. There's so many parts to success, and it's not always necessarily being in fashion or entertainment.
And that was actually my next question when it comes to just looking past the usual, looking past what everybody is doing. Right now I feel like the easiest thing to do if you're a woman and if maybe you didn't attain a certain level of skill or education is to either get yourself into entertainment or it's like music or anything like that. So for you to share more light that there are other things or other industries that could cater for the growth of a woman is brilliant. But then with that, do you also provide the necessary skills?
Yes, so the core activities that we normally have with Brave is we have a digital magazine specifically highlighting the stories of individual Ghanaian women who are excelling in society. And that is not something that we just focus on, say, entertainment or fashion. We look at people who are in the art industry, people who are in the engineering industry, people who are doing so many other things with the magazine. But then we also have the masterclass. The masterclass, we normally go on campus tours. With the campus tours, we have industry speakers who come on board. So they are able to share one-on-one their life journey, their professional journey with the students, and making sure that they are able to inspire and maybe even connect them to opportunities that they'll otherwise not be able to access.
That's brilliant. Okay, so now let's talk about the challenges that you face.
Yes.
How long has Project Brave been running now?
So actually, it's been a year.
That's amazing. I thought it's been way longer than that.
It's been a year.
You're doing amazing with the initiative. I definitely thought it was way longer than that.
It started last year, like towards the end of last year in October. So my partner and I discussed it around September. We were like, okay, let's do this because it's something that I had already had in my mind for quite a long time. But it's just I didn't have the right people to be able to work with and making sure that we're setting a foundation and not just doing anything that's coming. You know, sometimes when you're someone who is in the public space and you're trying to set up something good, it comes with a lot of challenges. First of all, people don't really feel that they can lend a hand in helping others, and they feel like you live a perfect life. But we're real people who have also real problems, and those are the experiences that I try to bring on when I'm speaking or doing anything with Brave.
Okay, so you mentioned one of the challenges this year. I need more challenges because I need people to understand that, of course, it's not easy. Because one thing that people might think is that the fact that you're a public figure or the fact that you're married to somebody who is a public figure, certain things will come easy to you, such as help, you know, putting the word out there. I mean, yes, being a public figure does play a role. It does have its benefits.
Yes, I mean, it amplifies your message, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are getting the right eyeballs on what you are doing. So in terms of that, just tell us a bit more, because people are really, you know, out there like, oh, maybe if you're a celebrity, certain things come easy and you don't need to go through maybe the same path that a normal person will go through. I mean, as I said, it has its positives that you have people who are watching what you're doing, but in terms of like doing the groundwork, building that foundation that I mentioned earlier, that's when it gets challenging. Because obviously with Brave, for the past year now, I've been doing everything out of pocket. But with all the things that we have done, we're trying to look at how we can take it to the next level. How are we able to do that? And with that, you cannot do it alone. You have to think about brand partnerships. You have to look at collaborations. But usually when you speak to people and you're talking about collaborating, they always think that it's monetary. And that's not necessarily the case. It's even just me coming to you and speaking to you and say, okay, you have a business. Why don't you give this young lady an internship opportunity? Why don't you maybe give her, I don't know, a job opportunity? She's had maybe 1 year work experience. She has potential. But that's always something that, I mean, we're trying to get in the right rooms and situations so that those conversations can be elevated. But obviously, as I said, it comes with its challenges.
But then, have you ever been maybe turned down an opportunity when it comes to your foundation just because you're Tracy SarkCess?
I think so. I don't know. I mean, no one would really say it outright, but usually it feels like, okay, we want to work with you, but they think maybe I'm going to mention some type of money that, I mean, obviously everyone knows my husband charges.
I mean, that's his job. He has to.
Exactly. So he has to. Exactly. So trying to separate that public life from work life is definitely one of those challenges. But I mean, I'm fine with it. Sometimes even when you go into meetings, thankfully with COVID, having a mask on, people don't normally know who you are.
See your face,
exactly. So usually the aha effect comes after the meeting when you take off your mask and they're like, oh, okay.
It's you.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine. I love what I do. I love meeting people and being able to get into those discussion rooms and boardrooms that sometimes you would not be able to get in as a public figure.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the Brave magazine. I saw it and I was like, well, first of all, the picture quality of that magazine, I was like, whoa, okay, that's brilliant. So how long has the Brave magazine woman been
so actually we've been doing it since we started. We've had our 3rd issue already. We're working on our 4th one, and definitely I believe, working in a marketing and branding agency, I believe in good presentation, good visual presentation, because people mostly consume things with their eyesight, what they see first, and that's when you're able to catch their interest. So definitely, I try to get the right people on board. So far, we've worked with Duke Photography. That was even for our West one.
I've worked with him as well.
Exactly.
He's amazing.
And then we worked with Sharon O as well. And then the 3rd one, I gave another younger photographer an opportunity. He's called Chima Photography. So so far, those are the people we've worked with. Obviously, being a digital magazine, we don't really have a lot of written content. We try and make our content video, because it's influenced by social media, and we realize that people on social media are not there to read large amounts of text, so we try and keep the videos short, we try and keep them informative, so that the girls have the opportunity to share their stories.
And now I want to ask you of the 3 things or the 3 keys that holds you as a person.
Okay, I would say family, definitely, prayer, and I'll probably say myself. I don't know. I just focusing and knowing, okay, this is what I have to do. This is the plan I have. This is how I have to go about it. So being able to rely on myself is definitely like one of the things that I'll say.
So today is Motivation Monday, and usually what we do is that we ask people what motivates them. I mean, every single morning you wake up, you have to go to work. And one thing that I always say is that when you're self-employed or when you're doing something for yourself, for people out there, it's harder than maybe working for somebody, because working for somebody, you know that there are rules that you have to abide by. But then when you work for yourself, it's so much harder because it comes with a lot of discipline. So what are the things that motivate you to keep going as a person?
I mean, I was in the workspace in Germany before I came to Ghana, and obviously I was working for someone, but then coming here being a stay-at-home mom for a while, and then coming back into the workforce, it's definitely my kids, because I want my daughter to be able to go to school, and then when they ask her what your mom does, everyone knows what her dad does, and when they ask her what does your mom do, she'll be able to say something, you know. So I think that's one of the things that really motivate me, and then just basically having a purpose for myself, because if you don't have your own purpose or plans of what you want to do, then what motivates you to wake up and dress up and then do that grind every single morning? So
absolutely, I totally agree that you're a career woman, you're a mother, you're a wife, you're married to somebody who is extremely successful across the globe. So how do you deal with all of that?
I mean, I don't even know sometimes when I think about the magnitude of the situation. It can get overwhelming, but definitely having that supporting partner who's like, okay, this is what you want to do and I'll support you in any way that I can, is definitely a plus. So my husband definitely supports me in what I'm doing. And then just basically, as I said, being centered and knowing, okay, this is what I want to do. So I mean, ambition is there, but you have to have drive.
Yes, definitely. Ambition is there, but have drive. Quote by Tracy right there. So MF24 is also partnering with Brave for breast cancer awareness. So tell us a bit more about that.
So obviously we know this is the month of October and this breast cancer awareness. And we thought, how do we go about it? And also because of our focus on young women, I was speaking to my personal doctor, and he told me that there are quite a lot of young women who also get breast cancer. And it's one of those diseases that you feel it's mostly for women who are about 40 and things like that. He told me one of his youngest patients is 22 years old. So I want to bring that narrative into the forefront for young women to know that this is something that it's treatable. But just make sure you get yourself screened at a regular basis, at least once a year. As part of the activities, we are having a walkathon on the 23rd of October. That's next week, Saturday, at Legon Botanical Gardens. And with that, we have designed T-shirts specifically for that. So anyone who wants to walk with us on the walkathon just buys a T-shirt, and the proceeds from the walkathon will go to breast screening for women in rural Adan. And we are partnering with Breast Care International. They specialize in women who have breast cancer, who have survived it, and they've helped them with treatment. So we are partnering with them and going to the rural areas to make sure that we at least help people in the first step of finding out if there's anything there or not.
So 23rd October. And what 23rd. Time does it start?
It starts at 7. We're meeting at Legon Botanical Gardens at 7. We walk through the garden and then through the campus and then back again.
And if anybody wants to join, how do they join?
So you can buy a T-shirt. We have a website that's live right now. It's www.brave-tees.org. Brave, B-R-A-V-E tees.org. And the t-shirts all go for 100 Ghana cedis, so you can go there, just buy one, and then make sure you join us on Saturday.
Okay, and the walk, anybody can join?
Yes, anybody can join.
Okay.
It's men, women, even men most likely, because my doctor told me that usually the women who find out that they have breast cancer is because of their men, because, you know.
Yeah.